Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at Lovatts cryptic crossword from Thursday the 8th of May. This is a relatively straightforward beginner crossword. If you'd like to have a go at one yourself, then the link is in the description below. We're going to kick off, so let's get started. So with any cryptic crossword, the clue will have two answers in there most of the time. Usually you'll have one straightforward definition and then one that's some other definition, usually a piece of wordplay or similar. So let's find one and run through it. Remember damage to seller. Okay, so here, good example. We've got a straightforward definition, the word remember. We've also then got wordplay, damage to seller. So we're going to take the word seller and we're going to damage it. We're going to anagram the word seller and we will get recall. Okay, we've got three crossing letters here, so we'll go off of one of those. First customer asks about wine barrels. Okay, so we know it starts with a C, so I'm thinking that first customer is going to give us that C. Our straightforward definition is usually either the start or the end of the clue, so we'll assume it's at the end on this one. Asks, actually, if I just put asks in, then we do get the word casks, which means wine barrels. And one reason why Lovatts is an easier cryptic crossword is it does give these immediate feedback for if the clue is correct. It lights these up in green, so we know that those two are right. Wrestle with half two swords and the French. Okay, well, the French immediately makes me think that is part of wordplay because the French or French is not going to be our definition. The in French, you've got three options: le, the masculine, la, the feminine, and les, the plural. If we take half of the word two swords, so half two swords, go with a T-U-S-S, that gives us tussle, which can mean to wrestle. Let's go here, we've got two crossing letters, divert course, recourse, inside poorer outer areas, inside. Oh, I see. So the wordplay on this is a little different. This is a hidden clue. The word inside here is telling us that we've got our word, we've got the definition, our answer inside part of the clue. So inside the phrase poorer outer areas, we've got a word that means divert. And given this R and this U, there is actually only one possibility, and we can see that is in there. So we've got the RER from poorer, the O, and then the OUTE from outer. Okay, if we get this will give us a lot of crossing letters. Argue with solvers, starting in the middle of crosswords. Argue and crosswords could be synonymous with each other. Middle of crosswords. Cross would fit at the start as well. Solvers. I'm not seeing that at the moment. Let's see if we can get some more crossing letters. Cuts down on lessons, so we hear. Okay, so we hear here is a homophone indicator. It's telling us that we need a word that sounds like lessons. And we can take lessons, which means to reduce, as opposed to a period of tuition, a lesson. Okay, so if we're not getting that at this point, then we're going to come this way and try and go up there. Perseveres with sisters scrambling after first prize. Okay, we saw this earlier with first customer, didn't we? First prize could be P, and sisters scrambling will come after that. So sisters scrambling, I'm thinking that scrambling is an anagram indicator. We'll scramble the word sisters, and we can get persists, which does mean perseveres. We can go into different quadrants here, but let's head up this way because we've got something up there already. Brags about having leading seamen in boats. So I think that's actually a very similar clue to the last one in terms of wordplay. We're probably anagramming brags, moving the letters about, and we'll put the leading letter of seamen in it. In boats. But what's that going to be though? Brags. Leading seamen. Like it nearly works for barges, doesn't it? But or does it work for barges? About having, leading. Could it mean seamen in boats, like a crew? Brags about. Or could the answer be brags about? Yeah. So the answer, actually, that was exactly the wrong way around. So it is leading seamen. We're going to put that just into the word boats, which does give us boasts, meaning brags, and that is an example of where sometimes you can have multiple readings of what the clue structure could be to bring it together. I got a little unlucky maybe in getting exactly the wrong idea on that one. Head teacher leaves scoutering for cleaning. Head teacher, this is our third time we've seen something like that, at least this puzzle. Head teacher will be T. If we take that out of the phrase scoutering, then we can get scouring, which does mean cleaning. Sent Dom out to get furthest away. So out could be an anagram indicator. Send Dom does have 7 letters. What would the furthest away be? The outmost? No. Endmost. There we go. Okay, let's get this, because then we get some. If we get this, we get 2 more starting letters for other words. Get condiment for the Beatles sergeant. Okay. So pepper is a condiment. This is referring then to the Beatles album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So fairly straightforward, kind of a double definition, really, rather than strictly wordplay. It's strange. Round at a round building. Okay, so round here could be an anagram indicator. In this case, I think it's actually our anagram fodder. Round at and strange is an anagram indicator. So that gives us rotunda, which will mean a round building. Capote altered shoe reinforcement. Oof. A shoe. So I'm imagining that this is an anagram of capote or capote, and it gives us a shoe reinforcement. But that would be what? Toe cap. There we go. I was worried it was going to be some really structural part of the shoe that I didn't know the name of. Helpless and weak when the gas and electricity are turned down. Helpless and weak when the gas and electricity are turned down. If you don't have gas or electricity, you are powerless. which does mean helpless. Okay, we've got all the crossing letters for this, so we kind of okay. Argue with solvers starting in the middle of crosswords. So this, I was right in saying so we've got cross. This S here is the start, is solvers starting, and then argue with solvers starting. If you argue with someone, or if you argue with someone, you cross swords with them. So if you argue, you cross swords with. I think argue with is cross swords with. So then how are we getting this with in from the wordplay? Solvers starting in the middle of crosswords gives cross swords. Is that with doing double? It's definitely with, but is the with doing double duty? Is it part of the wordplay and part of the definition? Or could argue just mean cross swords with? Okay, we'll take it. It's not odd for musical piece to be used in Vespers. It's not odd. Even musical piece, a song to be used in Vespers. Okay, I think even song is the answer. I'm imagining that Vespers is like a religious service or something. So let's look that up actually, because that is a weird one. Vespers, even song. I mean, very, very exactly. So yeah. And that does show one good thing about a cryptic crossword. You don't need to get both parts of the answer to get the answer. You can get it from one side of it. If you don't know the definition, you can get it from the wordplay and vice versa. Okay, praises former spouse, returning slot. So a former spouse would be an X. Returning slot, what if we just turn the word slot around? We then get extols, meaning praises. Initially endeavour, sounds like an E, goes astern. We're just going to type astern in, and that will give us eastern, which means toward the Orient. Ivan ran, 7 letters, around, anagram indicator, looking for paradise Buddhist style. So Buddhist paradise is a state of paradise, a state of nirvana. So that will go in there. Fix, safe. If you fix something, you secure it. If something is safe, then it is secure. If you're looking at a clue that is 2 words, you should always start by thinking of a double definition, a word that is synonymous with both of the words that you've got. Potentially even with 3 words, you know, it could be a 2-word definition and a 1-word definition. Commanding officer can be abbreviated to CO, takes in air of Egyptian city. Okay, so CO is going to take something in, so that'll go at the end. So we're going to take in the word air, and that gives us Cairo, which is an Egyptian city. Type of goat found in Mango Ranch. Okay, well, there's no sorts of goat that live on a mango ranch to my knowledge, but found in is, again, similar to a clue earlier, indicating a hidden. So we've got mango ranch and a sort of goat that is in there. And we're going to have Angora. And again, that's maybe a slightly specialist, slightly niche word. I think we hear about it more in terms of like Angora wool. Angora as a modifier. Dun, dun, dun. what have we got? Oh, we can't look at that, but there is an animal reference, and that is going to be a goat. Okay, so from here we've only got 2 or 3 crossings. So let's start out with this, shall we? Samson, biblical character and circus performer. So this whole thing is kind of, it's difficult to split which part of this clue is the definition of what's wordplay, because the whole thing kind of is three definitions ish. So Samson was a biblical strongman, and I assume it was with what was the name of the circus ringmaster from The Greatest Showman? P.T. Barnum. I'm assuming it was his circus had a strongman called Samson. So that works there. Aid Len in becoming a lion tamer. Interesting, actually, that we've just done this off the last one, because I believe, so aid Len is 6 letters long. Becoming can be just indicate those letters are becoming something else, an anagram indicator. So I think we're going to go with Daniel here, which is another biblical reference, 2 in a row. Let's go with this one. Raptor evolved. Evolved evokes it. The word involved invokes the idea of change. That could be an anagram indicator. A bright tropical bird. So yeah, if we take raptor, and we can get parrot from that. Shiver at getting to treble over 1,000. So if something trebles, well, no, the word is treble, isn't it? So we're going to put the word treble in there. We're also going to put in there, it's going to go over a letter that means 1,000, which is M in Roman numerals. Best to be around land. That is the most uninteresting. Well, this ending feels like it's going to be EST, and given what we've got here, B feels reasonable. And actually, now I've got that there, I can see that this is going to have land in the middle to give us blandest, which is the most uninteresting. Attracted to you all, attracted to all, you are Ed. So if we put in, so I think here we're going to use the word all, and then U and R are homophones for the letters U and R. We're just going to type Ed in, and that gives us allured, which does mean attracted. What looks prim? A bull erin, as when leading female dancers are involved. Okay, so we're just going, this is a hidden, although I can't see an obvious indicator that is a hidden, but we're going to go from the word prim and just type in all the letters that we see, which will give us prima ballerinas, which is a leading female dancer. I guess involved was probably our indicator there, but it was at the end, which therefore means we didn't have our definition strictly at the end of the clue, so a little bit odd there. Okay, we did that in 1842. For a talk through, actually, that wasn't too bad, but inevitably, if we're running through on screen, then it's not going to be a fantastic time. Let's see what people did. Actually, that's not bad. That's kind of 60th percentile, and yeah, like I said, we're running through and talking through all the clues, not just writing them in. That's not too bad at all. Okay, well, that was one of the Lovatts cryptic crosswords. Like I say, if you want to try one yourself, then the link is in the description below, and Feel free to try, at different days and then come back and if you had any problems, see how I did. Okay, thanks very much. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.